the physicality that they played with. So I think that's, these are the tests that we talk about, and these are the lessons that we have to learn.
When you talk about the physicality, what types of messages were you giving to your guys that, like, look, you just got to fight and battle right back with them?
Yeah, I mean, it's, a matter of playing with force and playing with speed. If you slow down, you give guys an opportunity to grab and hold you. If you speed up and they try to grab you, they either miss you or they foul you. And it makes it an easier call for the referee. But if you're not playing with that force, it's easy for them to put a body on you and impede where you're trying to go.
And then how does that specifically impact what you're able to do on the defensive end? That force you're talking about, you don't play with that on the offensive end.
Well, I mean, you're struggling to score, and that gives them momentum. But again, you see, and again, these are lessons we learned from our opponents. Like, they were playing with that speed and that force, and that was giving them the ability to get down into the paint and put a ton of pressure on our rim. And then obviously, we know what Embiid's capable of off of that. So, these are things that we'll learn from it, and we'll get better.
I saw Joel go over to Evan after the game and tell him that he's got a lot of potential. What does that type of, I guess, motivation do from Joel to a rookie? What does that mean in the grand scheme of things?
I mean, it's the respect, that our guys are after. But, you've got to earn that. And, you earn that through that competition and that force meeting force. And I think, again, we'll continue to learn and get better.
Customers in the Athletic. Jamie, what were you seeing, I guess, especially offensively, like the ball seemed a little stagnant, and there was more like ISO situations and then like the ball movement that you guys have built your offense around?
We were wrestling too much. The movement for us is created by us playing with force and attacking the paint. And tonight, for whatever reason, we were sitting and holding our man a lot. But again, their defensive scheme was good. They've got Embiid in there who does a great job of protecting the rim, and the other guys get to stay home on the perimeter. So we'll watch the film. We'll figure out how to make them pay.
Is that like something that, did you feel like guys were trying to do too much, I guess, down the stretch as the game was more so on the line, trying to just like create things offensively?
No, I give them credit. Their defense bottled us up, and we've got to get better.
Then for Darius, 20 points in the first half, but just 7 in the second. Did you see anything like with his back? Was that just kind of flow of the game with the shots inside?
No, I think he was still aggressive. I think there were some moments where we were overpassing, and again, trying to figure out what they were doing to us defensively. But I thought Darius was fine.
Ashley Bastock, Cleveland.com. JB, when you think about Embiid's size, I mean, I know no matter who you have out there, these guys are going to play hard, but the fact that you're missing your other 7-footer in Lowry and you guys are losing some of that length, how much that can impact you in a game like this when you can't have those 3 out there together?
I mean, we're different, no doubt, but we figured out a way before, and that's what this team has done consistently. Is just figure out a way. We've been down bodies a ton this year. But we figured out a way to continue to, grind it out. And again, this is, a team we haven't faced this season before. So it was a good lesson for us. And we've got to prepare ourselves for these.
And along those lines of like learning lessons, I guess in real time, looking at Embiid's stat line, was there anything defensively against him that you guys are trying to course correct on in the moment? Or is it just more about he had a really great game and now we have to learn how to stop that for these next 3 that you guys have?
Yeah, he's a great player. And, we need to make an adjustment the next time we face him and see if we can make it a little more tough one.
Thanks.
Last one, Joe G.
Joe G. Cavs.com. Coach, second straight slow start. Is there any concern about that, or is it just guys dragging a little bit going into the break? I think they only outscored you by 1 in the second half.
No. Obviously, that's something that we'll make sure we fix. I don't think it's a consistent thing. I think there was 2 different circumstances. Obviously both playing on the road. One team, with a new nucleus that they put together last night, and then a team that I believe treated this like a playoff game with a message, a point to prove. So, we're going to face all these different circumstances, and it's a young team that's still growing. We got to learn from them.
And then for both your big guys, how does having to defend and carry that load of Embiid all night on the defensive end affect them on the offensive end?
I mean, obviously it wears on you, but their struggles on the offensive end or difficulties that we have on the offensive end come from, our guys need to make plays and help trigger them. And I don't think, we had enough of that tonight. Our offense was stagnant. The ball didn't move as much as it, typically does. And we didn't move as much as we typically do. So again, these are adjustments. We'll learn from them. We'll get better.